Alrighty. So, the other day, in one of my Vampire Survivor videos, I got a comment asking what was up with this screen here. And I was like, well, it's something a friend made for me a long time ago, and I've been using it. So, we are going to play some Vampire Survivors. Why explain about my picture there. Basically, I was on this thing, um, Gaia Online, and in the RP thing that I was going in RP in, um, I made friends with people in there, and this girl was making like signature art for everybody, and I didn't say anything to her about, hey, we're supposed to be friends and you're doing all this art for everybody else. I was just like, I just didn't say anything. So, uh, at one point, she was like, hey, here you go. And I was like, what? And she was like, I made this for you. And I was like, oh, well, that's really cool. So I just, you know, um, trying to figure out what I want to use since we haven't done this one yet. But I was like, oh, this is great, thank you. And basically, she was going by people's personalities and stuff. And well, she was like, here, this is all you. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was the weird pervy guy. It it like I made I had a character. I've had a character ever since the AOL days. Well, even before that, me and my sister uh were gonna go play D&D one time, and so we were thinking about how to. Okay, definitely gonna need a weapon here. But I've always had a character in mind for playing D&D and stuff, and then I went into AOL, me and my sis, and we played in the RP chats in there and stuff, and I just keep carrying it over and over and over. If I were to do the VTubing stuff, I would probably I'd probably use it as my VTube character. But basically, it was all like I made this message board signature off of your how you act and stuff like that. And she did that for everybody. Oh, apparently I can't fall. Okay. So I thought it was cool. So I made sure to save it. I have it on a couple different or I have it on a hard drive and I have it on a online thing somewhere, uh, so that I always have it. But she ended up getting where she was dragging um, her real life problems into the group, and it was bringing people down, and nobody wanted to be around that, so people started leaving and stuff. And then she started getting annoyed that uh, people left, and she couldn't figure out that it was because of her. So then it just got to the point where, like, I was her friend, but every time we talked in DMs or stuff, it was about her husband that was seeing some other woman. Basically, he played the long game. He was a cherry hunter, and she was a virgin when she met him, and he stuck by her until she put out, and that was after they got married. And then he went on looking for somebody else, and like he knocked her up and stuff. And I was like, that's slimy, but you shouldn't be bringing that into the guild stuff. Okay, I guess that's what we're gonna run. Uh, so yeah, that's how I got my loading or my standby screen thing that I use at the beginning and end of the videos. Um, but yeah, my character was always like I didn't know about Deadpool back in the 90s and stuff. So I had this crazy character who could do like fourth wall stuff. Um, when I started on AOL, and this I'll never forget this. When I started on AOL plan, while I was waiting for Sis to get around and stuff, I went into this tavern and I drove a tank into the wall and popped out of the top of the tank my little weasel sidekick named Larry. And I just realized there's no arrows on this map. And I was like, haha, we have come to take over. And dude, or one guy was like, how dare you bust through this wall? And so I started blowing people up with the tank, and people started attacking the tank with swords and stuff. And I just laughed my ass off. I thought it was the funniest thing. Medieval people attacking a tank with swords and fireballs and stuff. And it just went from there. I went in an RP where people were stuck in an elevator. Um, and I blew open the door with the tank and popped out and was like, "Don't worry, I'm here to save you." And they're like, "You can't do that." And I was like, "I can do whatever I want. If you want to be trapped in an elevator, I can bring a tank in." So then Sis was all like, "You're just terrorizing people," and I was like, "I know." So then we found a steady roleplay place, and decided that I shouldn't use my main account to roleplay on because that would get weird going into regular chats and stuff. So I made another name and found out that there was Vampire the Masquerade stuff, and started to hang around there. And there was a woman that, and she was a woman. Um, she wasn't really following her and the guy she was role playing with didn't really follow the rules of Vampire the Masquerade. They had the character, they used the powers and stuff, but they weren't following the rules and stuff. And so I got playing with them, and they made or we made it where my character was at, at first this other clan of vampire that could like change your like mess with her form and stuff, do fleshcraft and everything. And then the guy was like, Weasel is too much to be that kind of vampire. You take him as yours. So she made me into the crazy vampire clan, and I just went all out with it. I ended up getting. She suggested the rule book and stuff, and I ended up getting a book on that actual clan, and really went into role playing. He uh, he was fucking crazy. He would do fourth wall stuff. He had a because you could duel or whatever in the AOL chats by doing the slash roll whatever. And so when I fought people, like I joined a couple guilds and they were all accepting of, oh, he's a vampire and all that because they had like demonesses, they had like um cat girls and stuff. They even had a police guild that would come in and try to bust people for drugs and stuff. But they're accepting of all that stuff. So when I would uh, do fights to rank up in the guild and stuff, um, his weapon of choice was a lead-filled rubber chicken that he fought with, and for ranged, he had frozen cream pies that he would throw at people. Um, so he was just weird. He thought he was like a superhero and stuff. And so when it got too pricey to be on AOL, because if I remember, I had dial-up internet because I remember trying to get on AOL, and my psycho friend John would call and kick me off and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I was on AOL looking at stuff because wrestling's gonna be on tonight." And he'd be like, "Well, you have time to talk to me." And I was like, "I don't." So then he'd get pissed off and he'd scream at me and stuff. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, you go ahead and be that way." So should I take this? Because I don't think I have any of that stuff. I don't think I grabbed any of that. So that would be worthless. Um, I guess I could take this because it'll help with money. I would take that. So like I'd get kicked off a lot because he would call and then he'd call back 5 minutes later and all that. And I was like, you need to fuck off, bud. So that happened. But I'd get on like the price for AOL went up and it was like getting to be much for having the internet and then having to pay for AOL too. And a lot of my friends ended up what the hell? Ended up leaving AOL. And so what's this Tetris shit? Um, so people started leaving, and me and Sis ended up leaving, and so um, I forget when it was. I ended up having a girlfriend, and when we split up, I don't remember why. I started looking for some place to go hang out to get over it. And I found that Gaia online, and I'd seen it in a game magazine. Um, and they're like, you have an avatar, and you can get different clothes for it, and um, there's many games, and there's message boards to roleplay on and stuff. And I was like, well, that seems like something I want. So So I ended up going on there, and what the hell? Sonic. So I ended up going on there and getting into a couple of different groups. I found one that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I found one that was it was Marvel and DC combined, but then it also had where you can make your own character. Well, you could do the same thing in the Buffy one too. You can make your own character, and then the rule basically was each person took an actual character, and then if you wanted to play your own character or whatever, you could do that too. But you had to take one of the actual characters. So I took Xander. I was gonna take Spike, but I didn't think I could play Spike. So I took Xander because Xander's a nerdy fucking stuff anyway. So I was like, I'll just do that. So then I got into the Marvel DC one, and I was like, I could be Bishop, and then after a couple weeks of being Bishop, I was like, can I bring my own character? And they're like, sure. So I brought Weasel in. He was a mix up of Bishop and the Mimic. Mimic was a bad guy that um, absorbed. I'm gonna die here. That could mimic the powers of people he sees. So he basically fought the original X-Men all the time, and something happened and he got stuck with their powers. Oh, there's that thing we need. He basically got stuck with Angel. I think he got stuck with Beast, something with Beast. Iceman, uh, and Cyclops. I don't think Jean. I don't think he got anything from Jean. I don't think he got anything from Beast either. But he got stuck with their powers. So then he went off and fought people and stuff. So it was he my character was a cross between him and Bishop because Bishop gives absorb powers and turn them into energy and shoot back at people. And he had a special gun he had that would help him that he could focus his power or focus the power into and and shoot it out and stuff. And I was like, that would come in handy considering all these other superpowered people and stuff. So that was like my thing for my character, Bishop and Mimic. I was like, in case some you need something or whatever, then he's got the power of Mimic. So basically, my character was like, if he got zapped or whatever, he could take that and turn it into a power he's seeing and use it. So that's basically what he did. So then we got playing and stuff, and I was like, I figured out who Deadpool was by then, and I was like, I could play Deadpool. And the GM, which was the girl that got with that guy and stuff, and their laundry out, she was like, no, my boyfriend is Deadpool. That's his. And I was like, well, um, I think I could do a better Deadpool than him. And she was like, well, he wants to be Deadpool. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then she's like, you could be the Joker. I was like, I don't know if I'm good enough to be the Joker. And she's like, well, if you want to play Deadpool, you can definitely do Joker. So I was like, okay, fine. So I was running Bishop, Joker, and my character. And it was fun. I had fun and stuff. And so I made other friends in there and stuff. And um, one of them, I still have on Discord that I was hanging out with, but she got, I don't know. It's weird because she's done YouTube videos on her own channel, but she was, uh, she was fangirling over me and DZ because I invited her into my Discord for what was supposed to be you guys, and she was fangirling over DZ and me because I made a thing to put up our recent videos that we were doing. That way, when people joined, they could see, the videos that we were doing. Because DZ was putting up a shitload of like Sonic videos and stuff that he wasn't streaming. So I was like, well, I'll put them up in there and stuff. So she was fangirling over that, and then I did that video in The Sims where I made her, and I found out about the group things in The Sims, so I made a group all about her and stuff, and she loved it. So then um, we went to go play one of the um, I forget if it was Neverwinter or Icewind Dale or something. Um, but she refused to get a good mic and kept getting mad when she kept cutting out and stuff, and I kept yelling at her being like, get a new fucking mic. I was like, this is ridiculous trying to talk to you and it not working. So when we finally got into playing it, I was like, you could come do a video with me and we could like maybe do a series in this. So she started freaking out and acted like she couldn't trust me in Discord, afraid that I was gonna make a video with her in it. And I was like, what the hell? So I just let her go. I didn't talk to her after that. She didn't play Neverwinter that good anyways. Uh, but that happened, and then like I said, the guild started dropping when the girl that made me my weasel thing um, started her drama that didn't need to be aired out. The guild started dropping, and by then I was like knee deep in another guild called Villains Taking Over Gaia, and it's where I met my friend Buffy. That if you've watched the first set of Fortnite videos, I think she was in something else too, but she was in there and she'd scream and stuff when we didn't win, and I kept giving her shit in the videos and stuff. Um, that's how I met her. We were playing Halo. One the Halo that had the map pack on the original Xbox. The map pack that you had to buy on disc. It was like near the end of that original Xbox. We were playing that, and then we got our 360s, and it was backwards compatible on there. So we started playing on the 360, and went from there. I met her in that, and then I met my friend Kick in that, and like we ran wild in that guild because there was no rules and stuff in it, pretty much, and it was fun. I had my own thread in there. It was the Weasel Den, and I was doing like you know evil weasel stuff. And one of the other guys that I used to hang out with on Xbox, Rusty Robot or whatever, he was on there too, and he kept trying to take over my my thread in there and stuff. And I was like, you're annoying. And it was like anytime I tried to counter what he did, he recountered it again, and pretty much god modded, and it annoyed the shit out of me. And then drama came up in there, and I was like, well, this isn't fun. And a lot of people ended up leaving that one because of that. My buddy Kick, he was a demon that made cookies that took the souls of people that ate them. And he's Norwegian, so it was funny. At some point, he saw my picture and was all like, "You look like Silent Bob," and I was like, "Okay, yeah." So then he showed me a picture of him, and he's got like long blonde hair. He looks like a fucking Viking, pretty much. He sounds like one too. And I was like, "You look like Jay." So he ended up taking the poster of Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, made it about made it about the villains taking over Gaia, and he put his picture where Jay was, and he put my picture where Silent Bob was, and we were the Jay and Silent Bob of that guild, and it was just funny. He has like two or three sisters, and I was like, when are you gonna mail your sisters over to me so they could be my wife? And he's like, I don't think they would like that. He's like, they would probably kick your ass. And I was like, well, that's fine. They can kick my ass as long as they're married to me. And it was just like, it was fun. But then, like I said, drama started happening in there because people wanted to do certain things and nobody else wanted it. And I was like, well, whatever. So then, you know, everything started dropping off. The people were getting hacked more and more in it and stuff, and like some of the cosmetic things in there, you had to actually pay for it. Like it was like, oh hey, this month this is out, pay $15 for it, and it's yours. And so, uh, people like I paid a couple times for a couple things, like my ninja headband and a couple other things. Um, and I got hacked, but I got my stuff back. A lot of people couldn't get their stuff back. So when that started being a thing, I was just like, well, I think I'm done. I'm not gonna, um, I'm not gonna deal with that anymore. So I put a authenticator thing on it. That way I couldn't get hacked anymore, and I just quit playing it. Let me grab a drink of my energy drink here. Like I don't know. It just seems like wherever I would go play, drama would follow, and it wasn't because of me. But I liked Gaia Online. They had many games on there that you could get either uh, in-game gold money for, or you could get items from, like outfit pieces or whatever. And it was fun. I liked it. You got a house. You ended up getting a car that you can modify and race with, and it was just fun. Um, I don't ever regret going on there and playing. Um, but I got like what the other thing that brought up me telling about the the thing. Um, besides that guy asking what the hell it was about, I was I commented on Pandora's one post yesterday. Uh, I think she got like a Detective Pikachu or something card or whatever. And I was like, I will send my Ninja Weasels to steal that from you. And I went in and looked for, because I knew I had a Ninja Weasel picture. And so I pulled out my old extended drive or external hard drive and got looking for it. And I seen the art that people made for me on Gaia of what the hell? Of of my my avatar, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. I think we were just about to that. But I found the art and stuff, and I was like, I forgot it was on there, and So I was like, oh, I gotta show somebody this. So I showed Path that, and she's like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, it is. Okay. Do we want to do the Reaper and go through and try to get this other thing? We don't have enough money for that. Let's take the Reaper. Well, no, let's take one of these other things and go. Let's look at the unlocks. We can get this later and this. I don't know where these stage killers are. I don't remember. I don't think I've ever gotten to that. I think the Mad Forest we could do. I think we have to put it on forever mode again. Kappas. Where are they at? I think I've seen them somewhere, but where the hell are they at? I know we can do this too. We can go in like the library and do that, I think. Do we have more? No, we have to do this to get him. I'm looking to see what we can do. Still don't know where they are. Okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it on the library, I believe. Or we can do it on the forest and just put it on forever mode. Let's see what we can get. I don't really see anything we really need yet. But, the hell was I saying? Oh, I seen art of my, let's do the money thing. Of my Gaia character that people made for me that I roleplayed with on there, and I was like, this is I almost forgot that that was a thing that happened on there that people actually made art, and I was like, that's really cool. Um, and then I found an art from when I played on AOL that somebody did for me, and I was like, why didn't I get more AOL art for Weasel? Like he was a like he wasn't ugly or anything, and so I don't know why people weren't like making art for him and stuff, unless they did and they just didn't give it to me. But I thought it was cool. But somebody made me my watermark of Weasel. At least they said they did. I think they just looked it up and sent it to me or whatever. But they told me they made it, and I was like, well, that's cool, because I kept telling people somebody had a tattoo, and I was like, um, if I got a tattoo, I would want like an Animorph weasel guy in like a tank top and jean shorts holding a controller. And maybe having a beer or something in the other hand. And so then somebody was like, hey, I made this for you. And I was like, oh, okay. So I seen it and I was like, that's awesome. So I kept it and stuff. I think we might want that. Um, so I thought that was cool. But if I were ever to, if someone would ever make me something, I'd probably change out the watermark to that because I think that would mean more now because it would probably be a current friend or whatever that did it for me. Same thing with my startup uh, logo thing. If somebody else made me one, I would probably okay, I have all three. So now we just have to level them up. Um, I would probably I would probably start using that, but it would have to be it couldn't be like fucking scribbles or whatever. Uh, then again, maybe I'd use it for like alternate, uh, just to mess with people's heads. Who knows? But I haven't had any kind of art done for for my character, and that's been a long it's been a long time since I had that other art and stuff done. Um, so yeah, like it's nice somebody asked me about that because um, I look at that every time I do a video, and I get thinking back about the time on Gaia Online and hanging out with everybody there, and you know the friends I made and the ones that turned out to be assholes and stuff, and then I quit hanging out with. Like I found that place because of a bad time, and I turned out making a lot of friends on there. But then I ended up losing a lot because they got hacked or one of them couldn't keep internet, and it was like they'd be gone for a couple months or whatever, and then they come back. I think one of the straws that made me leave was I had a friend named Lasher Seth, and he had a girlfriend, and they had their own crew and stuff, and we hung out a lot. We had a battle in a tavern, and somebody acted like they died, like they were taking it seriously and they were dying, and the their whole guild came to attack us and stuff, and we threw hand grenades at most of them and stuff, and that was fun. Like we were like hooligans or whatever. They he wore like a leather jacket. His girlfriend had a leather jacket and stuff, and so we were like hooligans, and we were really close. And then one day, or for like a week, he didn't show up. He didn't come on, and then his girlfriend, because it was his girlfriend in real life too, she got on, and she said that he was in a wreck and died, and that hurt like everybody, and that she went about like her day and stuff, Like it didn't really phase her and everything, and people were upset because he was gone, and you know it sucked. And then it turned out they were just pulling like a big fucking joke on everybody because like 2 or 3 months, there was this guy that kept coming around. He typed like Lasher and stuff, and she was acting like he was, somebody she knew and everything. And I was like, well, that's kind of fucking weird. You lost your boyfriend and stuff, and here you are running around with this guy. Uh, then it turned out that it was Lasher, and the whole thing was a big fucking sick joke and stuff to them. And so a lot of people that hung out with them ended up leaving and getting like not hanging out with them anymore. And I told them how I felt. I told them they were like assholes and stuff. Um, it really like fucked with me that somebody could have the goal to do that. You know, somebody that's supposed to be your best friend, and then their girlfriend's like, oh yeah, he died. So it's like I don't know how I feel about being on there. And then one of my other friends um started getting full of herself on there, and on AOL, that's where Lasher was too, on AOL. They got full of themselves too, and thought they were like Queen Bee or whatever. And when I told them I wasn't doing whatever they wanted, they got pissed off and had everybody else turn on me. And I was like, whatever. I was like, Lasher fucking died. I don't fucking care. So AOL was pretty rough. Um, Gaia had had a bunch of drama and shit on it. Um, People trying to take over guilds and run them a certain way, and it's not how the guild was supposed to be ran and stuff. And, you know, like I had fun with the friends I had, but some of the guild stuff got out of hand and stuff on there. So when it got to be too much drama in like every one of the guilds I was in, I was just like, fuck it, I'm done. I'll put the authenticator thing on so nobody can steal my account in case I want to come back to it. And I uh, I just walked away from it, and um, I kept in touch with Buffy. I kept in touch with Kara. Me and the GM that was airing out all the dirty laundry. Um, we talked for a bit, but it was always about her kid, her what that guy was pulling, and why he was dating somebody else, and his mother-in-law wanted, or her mother-in-law wanted to see the kid, and she didn't want her to see the kid, and I was like, I can't deal with this, so I got rid of her. But like I kept in touch with Kick, like um, we even made the villains taking over Gaia into a Discord and invited whoever we could find out that had Discord from the guild, and so we kind of keep in touch with some of them, but they don't really talk on there or whatever. Uh, and then like from AOL, it's just me and my sis. Um, my other friend that played my character's sister, which was funny because he was a vampire and she was a demoness, and uh, it, her character's dad and mom were like, why is he claiming to be your brother? We didn't have him, And she was like, just shut up and play it. And they were like, how are you gonna explain that his mother waited until he got old enough and made him a vampire, but I'm his mother? And we were just like, we don't fucking know. Just go. So there was times where my character's mom would show up in the bar to talk to Weasel, and the sister's mom would be in there, and they'd just glare at each other and stuff. And then sometimes the dad would be there, the the sister's dad would be in there, and he'd get annoyed with my character and be like, "We're going to fight. You need to straighten out and not be so stupid." And I'd be like, "Okay." And so he'd get pissed off getting hit with frozen cream pies and smacked around with lead-filled rubber chickens and stuff, and I was just like, "This is great." Um, okay, so we got that thing leveled up now, so we should be able to get that other guy now. And it's only 10 minutes. We might as well just keep going and getting more gold and stuff. Uh, so it was always funny that like my character's mom would show up in there, and one of them would be in there, and they'd be like, "What are you doing in here?" And she'd be like, "I'm here to see my son." And they'd be like, Okay," and but I had fun. I really loved playing that vampire character, even though there was some drama. But it was always fun to play. It was funny though, because my sister got made her anthro crocodile character got made into a vampire by the person that made my character a vampire. So somehow my character, which was not a weasel, but I think at some point I ended up because he went crazy, so I ended up giving him a weasel tail that he had in his clothes, and so it was funny that he had an actual sister that got made a vampire by the one that made him a vampire, but they were two completely different species. And I guess I should try to get one of these wands or something. It doesn't really matter, but well, we'll take this because we can get more gold, and we need more gold to get that other guy. So it was like, here's a what was human turned vampire by his mother, made or turned into half weasel with a natural anthropomorphic crocodile that are brother and sister, natural brother and sister, vampire siblings with a vampire mother, and then a natural demoness sister with a demon father and I believe a demon mother or anthropomorphic cat. I can't remember. Her name was like Leopardess or something. But you know, there I am with a demoness natural sister somehow, anthropomorphic crocodile sister That's not like I don't even know how to. It was all crazy and stuff. I guess we'll take this because we have the heart. Uh, and they have two mothers and one father, but they're fully blood siblings, all three of them. So that's just the craziness that that went on there. And then we had a how was it? There was Cyanna the demoness. There was Moonstow, the elf that was Sai's sister, which was our full sister too. And then there was somebody named Tula who was like a gangster chick that was human, and she was our sister because she also played um her kid who, you know, my character was her uncle and stuff. So we had a human sister, um a human niece, we had an elf sister that was full sister, and then the demoness sister that was full sister, and then the anthro croc that was full sister. So it was just funny as hell. Uh, the gangster sister always had the cops coming in, and they try to arrest my character, and he was like, "I didn't do anything. I'm just here having blood." And he'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "I mean, I'm having Kool-Aid." And they'd be like, "There's been bodies missing, or we've been finding bodies with puncture wounds in the neck." And he'd be like, "That's not me. It's some other vampire." And they'd be like, "What?" He'd be like, "I said, um, that's some other hot dog." And he'd be like, "Are you okay?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And then one of them was like, "You need to fix your hair. Here's a mirror." And vampires don't have reflections. So he's sitting there messing with his hair, and the cop's like, "Are you okay? Can you see yourself?" And like Weasel's demoness sister came over and pulled the cop out and was like, "You're not welcome in our bar anymore." And he's like, "Well, I just wanted him to fix his hair." She's like, "You're not welcome in the bar anymore. Please don't come back, or there's going to be trouble." So it was always something weird going on. He'd piss his demoness sister off, and she'd stab him in his eye with a rusty ice pick, and uh, that happened a lot. He'd hit her with pies and stuff, and she'd get mad and slam him into the ground, and stab him with an rusty ice pick. Um, Moon would cast spells on him and stuff, and he'd freak out and end up slaughtering the barkeeper and stuff, and turn them into chairs because he was once what was he? Tismic, the ones that did the fleshcraft and stuff. That was what his original sire was. And then the sire was like, "I'm gonna kill him because he doesn't act like he should, unless you sire him and make him a Malkavian." And so, you know, his mom sired him, resired him, or whatever. He got to keep the Tismic powers, so he could turn into like a big fucking demon thing if he wanted to. But I just used the fleshcraft thing and do weird things with that. Um, he painted pictures of blood and stuff, and sang to himself. He had a whole song, and it was funny because after I got watching Buffy, the show, Drusilla, she was like a Malkavian, the Malk crazy vampire thing, and she'd be like, "Listen, love, can you hear them screaming? And Spike was like, hear what? And she'd be like, all the stars screaming at me. And I was like, that is fucking what Weasel did. And I was like, that is awesome. So like Drusilla became like one of the characters on the show that I actually liked because she acted like, you know, the clan that Weasel was on AOL. Um, you know, it was cool. Um, I miss the AOL days. I know my sister does too, because sometimes when we talk, she brings up stuff from back then and gets a little like, "Oh, they're their days," and then I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." But you know, it was fun times back then. Even though we had the drama, there was a lot of fun times. Like I looked on the internet because I was trying to figure out where Cyanna got to. Right before they shut down AIM, I got it to run on this computer. So I went on because I would talk to Cy through email, and I'd always tell her some kind of crazy adventure Weasel was going on and stuff. And so I got AIM to run, and she was on, and we got talking and stuff. Well, I had AIM running, but it didn't want to work right half the time. So I got on, and she had her AOL the whole time or whatever. Um, so no, she didn't have her AOL. She was just on AIM. So I told her about, hey, you know, AOL's free. We should go in and see what's going on in the rooms and stuff. So I downloaded it. She downloaded it, and we went in, and there were still people in there that she knew. So we sat in there. I watched her spar, and it took me a little bit to remember how to do it. So then I I did one, and guess we should level that up. I did one, and it was just like I never left. I smacked people around with a rubber chicken, hit them with pies. I had a telescoping bow staff, just like Gambit. So I was using that, and then I was in a couple of different guilds, and one of them had a whole system and stuff. You could buy weapons and stuff that did like +3 or whatever, and you know, you could get them with effects on, but you had to pay a little bit more. And I was like, well, you know, I I don't know if I should take that. We'll banish that because we want to level and we want to get gold, so it would be no point in having that. Um, so you know, like you could get weapons and stuff, and you had to list it. Like most people made a website and listed what their stuff was, what guilds they were in, what their dice was, um, if they had powers or whatever, what their powers were. And so, like, when people were starting to beat my character because they had special weapons and stuff, I was like, well, I guess I need some. So I joined Sai's guild she was in and got weapons because they were pretty much recognized throughout all of the guilds and roleplay places and stuff on there. So I ended up getting like some dagger that had acid and stuff and a katana. Sometimes I'd sometimes I would play coming into the tavern with a katana on his back, a dagger on his side, something in his boot, his wings on his back, his trench coat, um, You could see the end of his staff in his trench coat. You could see the rubber chicken hanging off the other side of his belt. Um, like, and people would be like, "What the fuck?" But it worked because they knew he was crazy. So, you know, him coming in and then the description, all that stuff being listed off was just like, funny to people because I was making a point to make fun of the whole having to list everything you have in your profile or on a website so that if people are like, no, you don't have that, you can be like, look at the website, you know? So it was always funny. But I had fun that night going back in and hanging out with her and stuff. But it wasn't too long after that they shut off AIM, and I think they shut down AOL. And she was telling me that night that she might not be around for much longer because I guess her and her boyfriend or maybe husband, I don't really remember, but she was having money troubles and she couldn't keep the internet going, her son. So it was a little, and then after that, I didn't get emails from her anymore. So I assume she couldn't keep her internet going. She lived in Alaska. And then Moon, uh, she passed away. She had cancer. We were all playing AOL for a while, or not AOL, WoW for a while. Moon and her daughter, and Sai, and my sister. Um, we played together for a while, and then Moon quit. I forget why. I lost track of her kid. Um, Sly was jumping around from server to server, and when we touched down on this Ysera, which is the one that I run on, um, I was like, I'm tired of jumping around. I can't keep transferring, and I'm staying here. And she's like, well, I'm looking for the best prices, and I was like, they're always gonna fucking change. I was like, stay here and play and stuff. So she ended up going to another server, and I didn't follow her. And then I quit WoW for a while, and then um, Sis kept asking me to come back and play, and I was like, well, I don't really have the money to and stuff. And so then when I did get the money to, she was like, I'm on Area 52 or whatever, and I was like, okay. So I went on there. I just bought one of the expansions or whatever, and it gave me a token. So I was like, well, I'll just use the token and boost up. But it didn't boost me all the way up, so I still had to go level and stuff. And she was off doing her own thing, and she got me in her guild and stuff, which is still there. And we would talk and stuff on there, but she was just too busy to hang out on there and stuff. She was running the key things, and I didn't want, like, it sounded like I would just have panic attacks and get stressed out and stuff, so I didn't do them. And then I heard that because like nobody on there wanted to help, not even randoms and stuff. So I heard Moonguard was the place to roleplay, and if you wanted to run stuff, people would run stuff with you. So I went on there and I met my friend Jess that doesn't play now. I met her on there and we role played stuff and ran stuff. For once, I fully leveled a character. I didn't even fully level my Tauren on Ysera, and I've had that since I started playing the freaking game. Um, so it was amazing that I got a character on Moonguard leveled up all the way and stuff. Um, but Jess doesn't play now, and the game keeps getting freaking laggy and stuff, like with every update. So like I can't really do the dragon stuff because sometimes it looks like a slideshow. So I've been on Ysera, hanging out and doing stuff, but I really don't feel like going through and doing all that content again. Especially, like I don't feel like taking my Torn that needs to get, you know, completely leveled up. I just don't feel like going on there and doing all that. I hang out with that person that's like, take me through this dungeon, help me get this mount or whatever. I do that, but they're even starting to get annoying uh, and making me hate WoW even more and more. So I don't know. I may end up just dropping my sub and not going there and play anymore. But yeah, like I don't know. Ash still plays on there, but she every now and then she moves from guild to guild or from server to server. She was on Area 52, and then she got this guy that was like, I'll buy you whatever mounts you want and stuff, and he wanted to go on Thrall and play, and so she followed him over there, and um, that's where she's at now. And I'm like, I'm not doing the whole side thing again, where you jump from server to server and either want me to transfer my character over or make a new one. Because I was like, I'm tired of running through the content on different characters when I only have like one character that's fully leveled. And I was like, I'm not freaking doing it. So we don't really play WoW much together. Okay, so I don't even know what for gold we got. Oh, we got like 9,000. Okay. Um, that's not really a lot, but I was thinking about maybe ending soon. Um, like I keep saying, you guys need to let me know what you think of the games and what games you want to see played, and you know, let me know what you think because I know this is a hot game that people like to watch because it gets a lot of views and stuff. And I just, like I always say, I don't want to just play something and not people not have people watch it because I don't know. Like I say it all the time, nobody really comments, and then I get people like, "Hey, what's your startup screen about?" And you know, which I'm glad they asked because you know, now people know that it was something that a friend made because they were making for everybody else in that guild based on their personalities and whatnot. And that's why there's that computer screen and Cragmire and stuff, and the way the words are written out. Just because of like I don't know. Like I know I can't I can't let loose like I would want to on YouTube, but maybe on Twitch. And since I'm hanging out with Path, like I talked to Path and stuff, and she just, she redid her. Do I have any of that? Let's do that. Um, so she is re-debuting as a new thing. She's a dragon shopkeeper potion maker thing. Um, if if she would want to do videos in character, I would probably pull out Weasel and go ham on Weasel on the playing a Weasel, and you would probably see some of that, but I don't think YouTube would appreciate it. So, you know, these guys may never ever see that unless I streamed on Twitch and went out, decided to roleplay, which I have my Weasel picture. That's my watermark. I'd make that my thing. Um, but you know, sometimes you gotta be the wolf in sheep clothing and act like like you're all normal and stuff. But yeah, like DZ knows. If you watch that Smash Brothers video where I found a certain battlefield to play on, you would know. But that side don't really come out too much unless it's with people I know because I don't want to scare people off and all that. I just let it slip out every now and then. But Susan of YouTube would probably not appreciate that, even though she's not around anymore. Um, I don't know how I feel about this whole this S thing. It looks kind of neat. We'll go until we get these banishes going. It's almost the 30-minute mark, anyways. That's usually when you die, so we'll go to then, and then we'll kick out of this and see what the next guy looks like and how much he is. But I like playing this. It's fun and there's stuff to unlock. Um, I kind of like games. At first, I was like, "There's a hell game was it? Total Biscuit used to play it. They put him and Jesse Cox in as characters. Uh, I think I have it on Steam. I think it's on that. I think it's on the list of games I played. Each character had a different power and stuff, and you had to go break generators or something. Um, like it was a side scroll thing, kind of. Um, but it was done up like Smite. You had to level your guy up and all that, and it was only for that game. The next time you went in, you had to re-level the stuff and all that. And I was like, I don't really care for that. And then I think not Smite, League of Legends came out, and I wasn't too thrilled with that, but Scorpion wanted to play that. So, I played that with him, but I wasn't hooked on the idea of going in, playing for 30 minutes, leveling the guy up, getting all the powers and stuff, and then when the game was over, you go back to zero again. Like you had your account level, but your character didn't keep any of the stuff. So I was never big on that. And then I forget what I was watching. It might have been a Dangerous Funny video, he was doing like I think it's Unbound or Underground or something, and it was one of them deals where you went in. It was like Neon Abyss or Dead Cells. It was like that. You you unlocked um you went in and you picked stuff up, and then you tried to get as far as you could with the stuff you had, and then when you died, uh, that was it. Um, and then you just kept going in and doing it over and over again. And I was like, that don't seem too bad. And then I watched Dead Cells and I watched Neon Abyss, and I was like, they seem fun. Like uh the one about the kid, his mother tried to kill him and stuff, whatever the hell that is. Um, that was kind of like that. And I was like, if I could do controller on it, it wouldn't be so bad. And then I got it, and the only way you could do controller is if you downloaded some other fucking program. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Second one's controller friendly, but I just I don't have the money to pick up games like that. Stuff that I would probably like, but I would sooner play it on video for you guys to watch. But the Isaac game, the birthing of is it the birthing of Isaac or whatever that game is. Um, like I started getting into them games and stuff. Like this here, you start out with nothing and then you keep picking up as you go, but it does unlock more pieces and stuff. So like I kind of like it, and I like figure out what to do and how to get stuff. I'm finding it more fun to play than you know some other games. Okay, we're going to leave this now. We got one unlocked. Okay, so let's see if we can get this other guy now. Is that him? Okay, so now we can go in here and go clear down here and do that level 80. No, that's not him. We can do this to get him. Survive 15 minutes with him. We can do that. And we're going to take that off because we don't need it. We'll be sure to get one of them things. Probably the lightning. Or take that. There's probably a thing to level up his weapon or whatever. So we'll do that while we're going at this. Should we take that? Guess we'll take that. I don't know how long this video is, but 15 minutes isn't that much more. I think we've probably done more. I kind of like this. This is kind of nice. But we probably want more experience because there's probably like a level up deal. We'll take the mask too. We'll make some money while we're at it. Oh yeah, there is. We gotta level this up. I just wanna like play games and have these guys watch and not be bored and have input. Like, hey, did you know this was in that area? You should probably go pick it up. Uh, like I was saying about the cyberpunk. If there's cars you want to see me go get, I'll go get them. You just have to let me know what they are so that I can look up the video to see where they are and maybe do a better video than that video, like the like I did for the monster truck one, because I couldn't fucking figure that out. It took me a while to figure where I had to go. So now it's like I'm just gonna make a video of this since I know where it's at now, and since I messed up my first try. So you know, um, I don't mind like if there's a secret that I can unlock and I know how to go about doing it, I'll make videos to show it. Like when I did the infamous Black Desert video where I didn't know where my house was and there was no videos really showing how to or what your house looked like on the map and stuff. So I figured it out and then I made a video in it to show where the house was so that people would know if they bought a building and made it their home to put stuff in for like to make oh yeah, we need that. Um, to craft and stuff in. So I did that. And I did the videos for Cyberpunk for them two cars. So I'm down for doing that. And like I said before, I'm down for making a new character, make it in a different gang because it tells you on your save file what gang you're in. That would help me not save over my file, you know. So I'm down for playing it, but I need feedback to know if that's what you guys want to see. A fresh playthrough of it. Um, and like I said about Midnight Suns, the load screens are horrible on there. I don't know if it's my computer, which I know other people complain about the load screens. So I know it's not just my computer. Other people have had the problems, and I don't think they're gonna patch any more of it because I haven't seen a patch since the last DLC came out. Whatever it was, I have them all, but you had to get so far in the game to unlock some of it. But like I think because my goal is to get my computer desk put up and then start streaming on it and make money to get. I'm still struggling to get an Xbox X. I spent $50 on food the last couple days. I need this. I spent like $50 on food the last few days. I have not been feeling good, so I've ordered Domino's won't do under like $12. So like if you order two of their pizza bread thing or their stuffed bread things, they're like $6.99 each. So basically you're paying 12 something plus whatever tax is. And I think it's come to about $20, but then you also have to have a tip for the driver. That way, the next time you order, they don't end up losing your food or it turns out cold or, um, it just don't taste right. Because they will do that. They lost one of my pizzas when I tipped the guy $2 because that's all I had. I was sick. I had enough to get the food, but I didn't have enough to tip, so I just gave him $2. And the next time I ordered, uh, my pizza never showed up. I had to call them and be like, "Yo, it says it's dropped off, but it's not here." And so they had to remake my food and stuff. And then I gave them fucking $5 for a tip. And then after that, my food kept coming and showing up and stuff. But whenever I tip them less than 5, fucking food doesn't reach me or they take forever for it to get here and then it's cold and by then I'm feeling like I'm gonna fall on the fucking floor because I'm like I'm not feeling good and it's the only time I order food and the last couple of days I have not been feeling good so I've ordered twice from them and I spent like $50 um and that's with their fucking coupons too. Um, so I, you know, it's like I can't fucking keep money to save up on. But if I get streaming and I get donations and stuff, then that's gonna help me. What the hell was that? That's gonna help me get things that I want to say need, but I don't really need an Xbox X or PlayStation 5, you know. But it would be nice to have them so that I could play stuff with friends or stream from them with the new stuff. Uh, oh, Like a Dragon ish came out on Game Pass the other day. I started playing that, but holy hell, all the cutscenes and stuff. You don't really get to any action. I think all the Yakuza games are like that. And I just want to play. I want to run around with the sword and the gun and stuff. It's just like cutscene, one action thing, cutscene, 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 more talking, and it's like, man, come on now. But like I would like to play Starfield without having to wait in a 10-minute queue because I had to stream it on the one. I I would like to get the fucking Xbox X that comes with it and be able to download it and play it. And then like maybe do streams and stuff. And the same thing with the PS5. Like when I go to play with DZ and them, they're all on the 5 and I'm on the 4. I take forever to load in. And they're just sitting there like, are you in yet? I'm like, no. So, and then there's games, like I could have got Wild Hearts on there and then played with DZ and them. Or they have Star Rail on there. I could play that and stream it and have yous watch me lose or not get the guys I want and stuff. Same thing with Tower of Fantasy. I don't understand that fucking game at all. Uh, with all the different things you can go click on, and I'm like, gotcha the hell out of it. It should have been just called Gotcha Life or whatever. Um, I have Genshin Impact on there on the 4, but I'm sure it runs better on the 5. So it's like I'd wait for the 5 to try and stream that. Um, but I'd like to get the new system so I can play with my friends and not wait in queues to play games and stuff. And I also would like to get a new chair since my recliner broke and I don't think it's fixable. Um, and the chair that I'm using now is not comfortable and it hurts my legs and my back. Um, and then I definitely need a new freaking tower because this is like 15 years old or whatever. And when I shut it off, like when we have a lightning storm or whatever, and turn it back on, it takes a really long time for it to get back to the Windows desktop and stuff. Um, and then some games don't like want to run right and stuff on it. So I definitely need a new tower, which I think they're like $800 at Best Buy. Another like a newer Omen HP. Um, it's like $800 because that's what this one was. Um, when I got it, and then I added more stuff like a better keyboard and a, a a better mouse, and I bought a controller for it, and I bought a headset, and then my brother wanted speakers because he didn't want to use the headset to listen to songs and see if they were the right song or whatever when he was downloading stuff. And uh, I needed a new monitor because mine didn't have the right hookups, and it was coming apart and stuff. So it went from an $800 tower to a whole completely new setup. So if I can get to streaming, hopefully people would donate because like I was really close to being Twitch partner when me and Buffy and Bodobo and Beefits and them were playing stuff on the Xbox. Um, and I know I can do it again. Uh, but you know, like it's not about the money, but it kind of is too because there's stuff I want to get and I'm having trouble um, saving to get it because I keep having to use the money. Like I'm gonna have to go to the drugstore, pay for a ride to the drugstore, pay for my medicine. Um, I think I need more clothes hangers, so I gotta buy some clothes hangers. Hopefully they have them there. Um, there's something else I need, and I think they have it. And so I'm gonna end up spending more money that I'm trying to put back for other things. And so, it just seems like when I get ahead a little bit, something else comes up and it fucks me over. And I feel like if I got streaming, that wouldn't be the thing that I would end up having money. Like mom bought me the recliner that I have, and is that sword? We'll take that. I think that's that sword. Uh, she bought me the recliner I have, but I don't think it's uh, I don't think it's worth the $700 she paid for it. Because the whole frame thing I think is made out of cheap wood. They put like some kind of hair stuffing in it for um, for like the cushions and stuff. And I didn't know it, and I don't think my brother knew it, or he wouldn't said, yeah, well, that's the one we'll get for him. It has a vibration thing in it with a heating thing, and I tried it out. You can't feel the thing vibrate, even on high. Like you can barely feel it. And it's supposed to be some kind of massaging thing for your back. And I can't feel it. And the heat thing you could feel, but it took forever for it to heat up. And I know that's what most of that $700 was about, was that stupid vibrating heating thing. And one of the other things I want to do is um, I'm hoping, you know, for like donations and stuff when I stream, uh, I want to pay her back for that stupid chair that wasn't worth the $700. I went one time because one of my other recliners I had broke, and we were waiting. I think it was like either before or after a doctor's appointment. We went to a what is it, Goodwill, Salvation Army, one of them stores, and we found a decent recliner for $50, and we got it, and it was like that was one of the better chairs that I ever had. So it's like you don't have to spend a ton of money on a chair. You can just go to like someplace like that and get one. But he was kind of like, oh, nothing but the best. And I was like, you don't have to spend that much on a fucking chair for me. I wanted to just go to like an outlet center or one of them used furniture places and get something. And he's like, no, no, you're getting something new. That way, if they have fleas or something, you're not getting the goddamn fleas and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. So that's kind of my goal. It used to be just to get a new computer, and then I got a new computer, and then it was like, okay, I'm not worried about it. And now I want to get back into streaming and get some things that I need. Um, the other thing after I uh, I get that stuff, I think I want to save up and get a car. I can drive. I have my driver's license and stuff. The whole deal was Dad got me a car, and it didn't run right. It wasn't even what I wanted. He just used my money to to get it, and when I took it from the house to the gas station, it stopped running. So I had to call him to come get it and tow it back. And so after letting it sit for a couple of days, it ran again. And so I wanted to go somewhere, and as I was going, it shut off on me again. And so it kept doing that. So when I moved to here, Dad was like, "Well, we're we're taking you off my insurance, and you're going on your own." And I said, "Okay." So he got it all set up. I don't think I ever signed anything. Um, it cost me 200 and some dollars a month for insurance. Okay, that should give us a new guy. But it cost me 200 and some dollars for insurance, and I know these guys are gonna be like, well, you can get cheaper. At the time, we couldn't get cheaper. Um, okay, we didn't unlock. Okay, what was the point in that? We couldn't get cheaper, or at least he didn't want to go look for cheaper for me. So I went to go somewhere, and it wasn't that far. Um, okay, maybe we didn't evolve that, but at least we did the go to 15 minutes. Um, it wasn't that far away, and the stupid car shut off on me. So they towed it back down their place and let it sit. And then dad, dad was like, "Okay, we're gonna come get you, and we'll follow you up the road, and you can take it back to your place." So as they were following me, it shut off. So they ended up towing it to my place and letting it sit, and like they never tried to take it to some place to get it fixed, to get it looked at or anything. And they never really looked at it either. So I told them, I was like, listen, this stupid car keeps breaking down. It gives me anxiety. I don't want to go anywhere with it because it's just going to keep breaking down along the road. And you keep bitching about it when I call and say, hey, come tow me. Um, so I was like, it's not worth it. I was like, I'm paying 200 and some dollars. That's taking up most of my money. So I was like, I don't want the fucking car because I can't go anywhere with it. You keep bitching when I ask to get to tow it for me, and I don't have the money to actually go anywhere. Like I don't have money to go buy what I want, get groceries or whatever. Like after bills and groceries, I don't have money to do anything because I had to pay the insurance on this car and gas, and if it needs parts, I gotta pay for that. I was like, it's not worth having. So dad was all like, okay, we'll get rid of it and we'll drop the insurance. So they got rid of it. I don't think they ever gave me the money for the car. Um, because I didn't buy it. Was like if I got a big pay from something, I would go buy something big that I needed. Like I got a new TV at one point. I got a VCR DVD player. They were pretty high priced at the time. I like every time I got a big lump sum, I went out and bought something that I needed that was big that I normally couldn't go buy. But I know I didn't get anything big because I don't think I ever got the money from that car. I think it was supposed to be, we'll go find you a different car and we'll look for other insurance. But then dad was all like, your brother, he goes up that way where you need to go and stuff for, to go buy stuff. He's like, he can take you. And that was how it was for, uh, fuck, I don't know how many fucking years. And then my brother got to where he just didn't want to fucking do it anymore after dad died. And, like, he took a fit. He, kept throwing my groceries in the back of the car, and there was like jars and eggs and stuff. And I was like, dude, you need to fucking stop doing that, or you're gonna go buy me new jars and eggs and stuff. And then he did it when mom was in the car with me because I was getting anxiety and stuff going in stores, and he wouldn't go in with me. So she was going with me and to help me find stuff and just keep my mind off of everything, which helps. Um, so they were loading up the car, and he was throwing stuff in, and she said, "Hey, there are eggs and jars in there. Stop that shit." So when he dropped me off, he took a fit and slammed his fist into the dashboard. He broke his hand and messed up the stereo and stuff in the car. And so then he just didn't want to take me anymore. Then like I could see it coming because I'd be like, hey, did you hear about like Alan Jackson? And he's like, no. I'd be like, well, okay. I was like, do you want this Alan Jackson CD? It's new. And he'd be like, no, you fucking keep it. And I was like, okay. So like I could tell something was going on, but I didn't know what. And then it just got to where he didn't want to take me. And so mom had to call different people to take me, and then some reason they didn't want to take me. They're always busy, or they're like, no, Um, I'm not, and, you know, stuff like that. And it was like, well, okay. So then they got me hooked up with the county van, but they only do like if you had to go to Rite Aid or the doctors or the hospital. So then I still had to find people, and it was like my little brother was charging me 50, then 75, then $100, and that was like half the money I have. And then this other person was charging like $50 at a pop, and they lived pretty close and stuff, and it shouldn't have been $50. Should have been like 2 or 3 rides for that price because we're close to everything. But they're like, nope. So, and then the other people just didn't want to take me, but um, most of them charged $20. Um, so then I got set. The one person was supposed to take me up to it's like Greyhound, but they call it CATA, and they have like vans that you can ride on too for like a couple bucks. Um, they were supposed to take me up and get me set up with that, and instead they're like, "Oh, I'll take you," and then they charge me like $50 every time I went. And so I finally got set up with them, and it's like $2 to ride with them. But I think I would every time I ride with them, my fucking body hurts, and I don't feel good when I get back. And so I just figure if I can get money saved up after I get this other stuff, I'm gonna just go buy a car and see if I can get some cheap insurance and just take myself where I need to go. My brother Jim won't fucking take my mom anywhere. She barely gets out, and she sits at home. She can't read. She don't know how to run the TV. Um, so Jim programs like Dr. Pol, Heartland, and some other show, and that's all. Like whatever channel it's on is what she watches, and he won't take her anywhere. And she had to pull his arm to go up and get me groceries yesterday. That's how I got my energy drinks. They only had two, but still. Um, but it's just a whole shitty situation, and I think if I got a car, um, I'd take her. I'd take her out to see some family. She's been asking him to take her out to where my Aunt Gloria is, which isn't very far, and he won't take her. Like we got a whole bunch of relation out there, and if she went to one of their houses, everybody else would go to that house to see her, and he won't take her, and it's like it's a bunch of shit. Um, I think there's something wrong in his head. I think he's got a tumor or something. They say when you get tumors in your brain, your whole personality and stuff changes, and I think that's what's going on. It wouldn't surprise me because the whole like I've had relatives and stuff that died of cancer and stuff, and dad died of it, stage 4 stomach cancer. Um, so it wouldn't surprise me any if he's got a tumor in his fucking head, and that's why he acts like he's been doing for like the last 2 years or whatever. Um, but yeah, like if I got streaming again, I think I would try to put back for a car and you know, take mom where she wants to go since Jim won't take her and stuff. It's real shitty, and but that's what I've been dealing with. That's why sometimes I don't come make videos, because I'm in a bad mood about the whole situation that goes on. But I think that's gonna be it for now. Leave comments, like, um, I don't know. I know this is gonna be like 2 hours pretty much, but you can always pause it and like I say in all my videos, just pause it and come back to it.